Hi everyone, welcome to another On-Air Talks session by WT Vision. Today we welcome Bruno Pareiras, WT Vision's Brazilian headquarters manager, and Fernando Sevevo, Riot Games broadcast manager in Brazil, to explore the potential of eSports in live broadcasts. WT Vision and Riot have been working together for 5 years in many countries, developing innovative PCR solutions that suit audiences and players and are in consistent and constant improvement. Hello Bruno, hello Fernando, welcome to this session. So Bruno, maybe it's better that you start explaining a little bit the work that we are doing with Riot, so then Fernando could join in this conversation and discuss all the big issues that we are dealing together.
Great. Hi, Antonio. Hi, Fernando. Hi, everybody. It's exactly that. So WT Vision in Brazil started working with Riot and directly with Fernando Sevevo 5 years ago, more or less, when Riot Brazil was born. So we started the project from scratch. Me and Fernando, we know each other for a few years more and for other projects. So we started this together. And it was a challenge for both of us, trying to push for innovation, new ideas, and try to put Riot Brazil on the map, doing new stuff and trying to push as much as we can from technology with our partnership. But first of all, I would like to discuss or to talk a little bit about what eSports is right now. What's your perspective, Fernando, about eSports, which is the most growing market presently, and I would like to understand what's your perspective and Riot's perspective on the market since the beginning, your experience for the last 5 years, and what you see in the future on this market.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me for this conversation. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys and to explore about this great market and all the projects we do together. As Bruno mentioned, we started to work together late 2014 when we were implementing CBLoL here in Brazil with a professional studio, with all the broadcast facilities that were traditionally used on broadcast network, etc. So it was a great journey, all of these years. And as you said, Bruno, it's still a growing market, but I think we already reached a place where when we started, we used to say, okay, traditional sports and esports, and now I think we are on the same place. I think not only for the audience, but also for the industry that understands that it's a big deal, and they cannot move the eyes from this market. And it's been innovating. It's been a great place to work, and not only the broadcast itself, but how we tackle the ways to engage the audience. And I think that is what drives this industry, and especially the work we're doing in Riot Games is focusing on our audience and our players and looking for all the solutions that fits better for them to keep engaging with our shows. And I think this is one of the sauces for this growing and this developing market.
Exactly, and that was it. We started this partnership focusing on challenges, new stuff that we could bring together for the Riot Brazil project. driving new ideas between both parties and try to push as much as possible from technology. So we started developing with our own solution and live on air graphic solutions, not only for the live games itself, but also for the studio shows, and try to bring as much as innovation as possible. Riot Brazil has opened the door for any new ideas, any new integrations and technologies that might think of. And on the other side, Riot also push with some new ideas, challenging us to provide new stuff. Example of that is, for example, we started with social media integration, then we tried heartbeat belts to measure the heartbeats of the players during the games, then we went for augmented reality, and now we're tracking for the studio shows, and now with some new ideas for the next season also to try to improve. From your perspective, how was the experience up until now? What was your expectations? Did we reach the expectations? How do you see this partnership growing in the future?
I think we are always growing step by step on the projects we are doing and the way we tackle all the challenges. I think, as you mentioned, we started with basic graphics using what I would say traditional sports used to do in the past, and then we start, okay, so how can we improve what we are doing? What's the next big thing to do? And as you mentioned, we did bit rates and things like that. Some was good, some was not. We were trying. We are not scared to fail if something doesn't work perfectly as we are planning. Not on the tech side, but on how that impact the players. And then we improve for live stats with all the game's data integrated on the graphics, and then from augmented reality and all the studio tracking and everything. And for the future, I don't know. There's so many things that we wish and we want to do, and I think that's the great thing about working on an industry and in a company as Riot Games, and also with partners as WT Vision, because sometimes when there's nothing on the close pipeline, we sit together and say, okay, let's find some problems to have right now. So what we can do. So and that's amazing, because sometimes comes from our team say, hey, Bruno and his team, we were thinking about this and that. We were planning stuffs like this. And also the other way around. Sometimes Bruno comes to us and say, hey, we are developing this technology, or we are thinking about this new use for this whatever. And we are always, and that's a baseline, we are always willing to try. Say, okay, let's see how it works. And sometimes it's great, sometimes, okay, this is not exactly what we were expecting from both sides. But we are always trying to find the next step, and I think that it's what makes the League of Legends broadcast something always on the edge, or pushing the bar, because we are never, I would not say happy, but comfortable 100% on what we are doing. Say, okay, can we do better? And what's best looks like, and let's find new ways to integrate graphics. Let's find new ways to engage players, because at the end, what we are fighting for is eyeballs, right? We are looking to keep players engaged with our shows, with our content, and we are always trying to look for new ways to do that. And without a partnership like this, when we can exchange ideas and information back and forth, that would not be possible. So for the future, I hope we can have tons of discussion, tons of testing, and potentially a lot of innovation for the players. And of course, we cannot tell everything we are doing and what we are planning. So wait to see, right? Let's create some hype.
You'll see it. The market will see it soon. Yeah, that's the interesting part of this partnership is that esports is was not today, but it was like a white paper, a white book ready to be written, and everything was possible. The sky was the limit. And nowadays we already have a basic profile, basic stuff that we usually do, but there's nothing predefined, so everything is possible. And the interesting part on this partnership with Riot Brazil is that the challenges are almost always accepted. For example, we were the second country after the United States to integrate a huge data feed, live data feed for the games, and that drove us to work and deploy that solution on other countries where Riot also operates, like South Korea and Chile and Mexico and so on. And the idea in the future on our side is also to throw some ideas, and we have a few already being prepared for the next season together to try to do something different and something new that will impact even more and more the market and the viewers and the players, and try to do some different things than the regular broadcast market. Yeah, that's the good thing on this esports market and this partnership, which is both sides are willing to push and to try things, even those that probably didn't work so well, but at least try it and see how it works, and then decide the next step.
Just let me add one point here is that I think it's also really important to mention so used to have some kind of I would not say prejudice, but the industry was not aware of this whole esports industry and this quote next big thing that can be happening. And some companies as WTVision say, okay, I'm not looking this with self-entitlement that, okay, I used to work on all of these huge events on sports and whatever. They always tackle the challenges as they did or as they do on every single big sport event. So that's really, really important. And the other thing is how we learn together to work with teams that are not used to the same workflow from broadcast networks. Part of our team is not from broadcast network background or TV background. Part of the team, yes, but part of the team, it's not. So they came from the game industry. So both sides had to learn how can we work and how can we create new workflows that fits for these different kinds of approach on the problem. So on a broadcast perspective, there are a lot of points that we need to run through, and it's not so easy to make people that not come from this industry to understand. And also the other way around, when people that are not from the broadcast industry, they challenges us a lot, say, okay, so why you are doing that? So can we not make it differently? And we are learning tons with that. So both sides bringing new ideas to the table, and we developed this new workflow and this way to work together. And I think that's one of the secrets to develop so many features and assets on this period.
Yeah, challenge is it's on our DNA, and for sure, Riot and eSports was one of the biggest challenges, because when we started, we didn't know, me, you, and the rest of the teams, we didn't know what we were doing. We are just testing, trying to see what happens, how it works, and that's a huge experience that today it's very difficult to have on other markets, on broadcast markets, of course. So that's why this partnership is so interesting, and Double Division is betting more and more on esports and these kind of projects, because it's also drive us for new things that sometimes can be applicable to other areas, to other sports or other markets, but it's like a laboratory for testing, for trying, and that's why we are so keen to work with Riot and with you guys, of course. Well, Fernando, I would like to thank you your presence and to accept our invitation. Thank you all for seeing this and watching our little discussion, and I'll take Antonio now from the studios.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Bruno. As you've seen, Double Division PCR solutions are today's focus, and e-games live broadcasts are one of the most exciting trends of our industry. Hope that you've all enjoyed it. That's a wrap for another On Air Talks by Double Division. Goodbye.